Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Reginal Drummer, the peopleologist, coming to you live on this Sunday evening for the We Are Ready uh, podcast this evening. I encourage you to like, share, call a friend, and join us over here at Square Mile Media Atlanta. We've got a lot of contributing shows and effects going on over here. So we encourage you to join us. Over here, we are focusing on staying ready. When we look at the acronym WAR, which stands for We Are Ready, there are many things that we got to do. There are many things that we have to do. There are many things that nobody's going to help us unless you help yourself. I was just reading the headlines on today, and it ties right into what we're talking about this evening, which is money. One, two, three. How are you going to handle yourself? What are you going to do? I was looking at some headlines, and this comes from Atlanta Journal Constitution. Unsafe, unhealthy, unlivable. As violent apartment complexes, business models thrive on housing shortage and government interaction, and big business and big investors are making money off the efforts of other people. And I'll say that again. Big business and other investors are making money off of other people. Big business and other investors are making money off of other people. We are in a crisis, whether you realize or not. Guess what? We are at war. We are at war. We are at war. And if you're not prepared, if your family's not prepared, not put doom and gloom in your head, but if you're not ready, nobody's going to come to your aid. And if they do, guess what? They won't have your best interest in mind. Things like who will take care of you when you get old? And this is being a question. Who will take care of you when you grow old? Who will take care of you when you grow old? This used to be a question that people asked when they hit about 50. This used to be a question that people asked when they hit about 50. This used to be a question that people asked when they got about 50. But people in their 30s and their 40s are talking about and thinking about who's going to take care of you when you get old. Will you have enough money? Will you have enough resources? Will you ever be able to stop working? Stop the presses, somebody. Drummer just pinched everybody. Will you ever be able to stop working? We're looking at here in Atlanta, houses is going up. I was just talking to someone earlier, and they said, "Yo, guess what, Drummer? My insurance went up an extra $400 for the year. That's a lot of extra money to pay for insurance. The cost of food is going up. Everything's going up. But tonight, we got some answers. I'm bringing a good friend of ours. She's been with us before, and she's been ready to share some things with us for us, getting yourself in position, aligning your family so that you can be prepared for what's coming, so that you can be prepared for what's coming. But without any further ado, I'm going to give my special guest this evening, Miss Karen Stiggers. Miss Stiggers, are you there this evening?
I am here, Reggie. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're coming live and clear.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you again for the invite. I just love coming to share anything and everything I can do to help the people.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to some and reintroduce yourself to others. I got to take a momentary break, but feel free to let people know who you are, how you got involved in helping people to deal with financing, making sure they develop some type of extra income outside of what they're currently doing. So I'm going to give you a good couple of minutes to introduce yourself, tell them how to get in contact with you, and we're going to go to our question and answer period after that, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Sunday evening. Thank you again, Reginald. I mean, we've been knowing each other for like over a decade now. But my name is Karen Stiggers. I am a financial consultant. A little bit about me. My background is I'm a graduate of Georgia State University. I have a degree in finance and real estate. I was a former financial advisor with Penn Mutual. I am also a former real estate appraiser. So I've been in a real estate business over 40 years. Oh God, that sounds old. So currently I am a real estate investor as well as a realtor, and I'm an insurance broker. So I own an insurance agency. I also teach insurance. I have an insurance school. So I teach how to get your license as well as your continuing education program. But my passion is teaching people how to build wealth, how to start a business if they currently are looking to start a business, and as well as how to increase and grow their income. Oh, see, my glasses, a little screen. I also teach financial literacy. As I said, my background is finance. And if you don't understand or don't know about digital currency or cryptocurrency, that is the future, guys. So I have really been focusing the last 6 months on teaching people how to build their financial portfolio. Not saying that you shouldn't invest in the stock market or your mutual funds or 401k, but also how to add crypto and digital currency to your platform. And it's really been going absolutely well. So I love what I do. I love to teach people how to make money. That's my passion.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, it used to be a time when people would think that they had enough. They say, you know what, drummer? Uh, we would ask people to say, do you ever consider making a little extra money? I'm making extra money. My retirement's going to be good. I'm good to go. But we are finding today that people, even if they save some money,
Right.
even if they save some money, even if they've been saving money, they don't have enough money to withstand what's coming. Whether it's high rent, if they hadn't bought a home, if
Right.
they hadn't secured uh, a good something for return on their investment, the time they spent working, they find themselves, either behind the ball. And when you're behind the ball, all you do is try to keep up. And inflation will not let people keep up. You got to have a vehicle that either putting some extra money in your pocket, or you got to be doing something outside of your regular 9 to 5 to make sure you can compete. The price of eggs are going up. I saw a lady in the grocery store. Man, you can't make this up. She actually threw the eggs. I think they made her pay for them. Eggs was like, she said she started cutting, but it didn't matter how much she cursed the people out, how much hell she raised, she had to pay for those eggs. Milk, $4 and $5 a gallon. Gas, around $5 and $6 a gallon. And I still have people that say, you know what, drummer? It doesn't matter how much they go up on eggs, milk, these type things. I'm still going to be able to survive. Okay, because either I'm the one raising the rent, I'm an investor. I got rental property. I'm the one selling the insurance. I'm the one that's doing this, so they are in a position to always be safe, always be safe. But tonight, with everything, I don't want to just put doom and gloom. But I just put doom and gloom out there. But what are some of the things that people can do? Just regular 9 to 5 people. I'm not saying it's too late for the 60 plus. If you hadn't been drawing on your Social Security, or you hadn't pulled out your 401k, or you don't have any stocks, anything like that. But for a lot of young people that are early, they say, well, I got my nephews and nieces, this and we looking at other things other than our job to generate money, because we just found it out that we're not going to be able to work 40, 80 hours a week to stay ahead of what's coming. The price of milk, the price of gas, we either going to have to figure out some ways to come together to own some property, to invest in some opportunities, to do something that we would not normally see done in our families. And there are some families doing it. But what are some of the things that when you look out there and you see what people are doing, and you see the aftermath of inflation, gas prices up, grocery prices up, and people are saying, I don't know what to do. I've seen more people in the soup line try to get food from the church, trying to get EBT cards, all this type of stuff, just to get ahead, just so they can keep up. But what are some of the things that if when you look at the big picture, that you can see that people may need to do in order to stay ahead or stay in position so that this thing don't beat them down?
Hmm. Well, that's a good question. You definitely said a lot, Reginald. It's uh, how can I answer that? There's no short answer to that, but you have to be an investor. I mean, your question was a big. What I thought was if you're a 9 to 5er, so that means that's your primary source of income. So that's okay. That's okay if you're a 9 to 5er. But what else are you doing? So if you need to generate some additional income, there's a couple of options. You either have to if your 9 to 5 is not sufficient enough for you to be able to take care of yourself, it's how do I create an additional income source? So it may be A, get a second job. It may be B, get a business. To me, I'm always going to say get a business because if you're in a 9 to 5 or you're a W-2 employee, so that means a 30% basically of your income is going in taxes because the government feels that you're not responsible enough to pay your own taxes. So they take it out before you get it. Being a 1099 or a business owner, you're able to say, this is the amount of taxes I'm going to pay after I have expensed all of my expenses. So I'm always going to say is become a small business owner. I don't care if you are cutting lawns, if you're connecting electronics, if you have a network marketing company, if you sell an Avon, I don't care. Get a small business because that's going to allow you selling Tupperware. Back in the day, it doesn't matter. But because that
Amway.
Wait, I'm telling you, that is the key because there are so many tax deductions as a business owner. So you can still have a W-2 as well as start your own business or LLC. And it doesn't matter even if you didn't make income because as long as you have another room in your house. I spoke with a gentleman today, James, and I just left an event and, I'm going to help counsel him. You have to have you can't have a 1 bedroom apartment. You got to have a second room so you can count that room to be able to take additional deductions as a business, but that still don't let that stop you as becoming a business owner. To me, working another 40-hour job and the government taking a quarter of your taxes, you're still kind of in that rat race. So start another business and invest, guys. Invest. I know the traditional market is looking pretty bleak because, of course, we got the war in Ukraine. That's why I really talk to my clients and my investors about alternative investments, which you saw on the screen earlier. Digital currency and cryptocurrency. The hedge fund that we invest in is still making money every single week, despite what's going on in the traditional markets. So you just got to be brave enough to go ahead and look at some alternative investments. The money is out there. I mean, I'm making money every single week, so it's out there.
And Miss Karen, I even though and this might be a review for some, but a lot of people don't have the basics. A lot
Right.
of people just don't have basics. A
Right.
lot of people don't have the basics. The basics are like insurance,
Mm-hmm.
uh, proper, you know, tax preparation. When you work a normal job, and the only thing you can hope for is a little bit of overtime, and you find out that overtime is not going to be enough
Right.
to deal with inflation. So when you look at, maybe you can touch on certain things that everybody should have in their, we'll say their portfolio, whether it's insurance, life insurance, health insurance, just in case you can't make enough money or you get sick or you get out of place, at least somebody in your family will be able to continue the financial legacy. But what are some of those products and services that just bottom line things that people need to have?
Okay, good question, Reginald. And you are absolutely right when they talk about the Maslow hierarchy of what you have. Your foundation is always, always life insurance. That's before any type of investments that I'm talking about. Life insurance is one of the most inexpensive things that you can purchase that would leverage your family, which means they will be able to take care of not only your financial, your wishes, but to be able to take care of everything as well. My good friend, I think you've met her a couple of times. One of my girlfriends, her mom just passed away literally yesterday at 5:30
Wow.
yesterday evening. And I know she has life insurance because she's an insurance agent and she's able to set her mom, those things taken care of. But life insurance is the number one. And guys, it does not matter if you have pre-existing conditions. There's life insurance companies that I'm affiliated with that it does not matter if you have pre-existing conditions. They're called guaranteed issue, excuse me, life insurance. So you can get life insurance even if you have cancer or anything. There are some I would say not requirements, but they have like a 2-year waiting period if you have some extreme health issues, but that does not preclude you from getting life insurance. So that's number one. And that's number one because again, that's the biggest way you can transfer wealth because life insurance is paid with after tax dollars. So that's why if someone passes away and you're the beneficiary, you don't have to pay taxes on life insurance. So that's number
Wow.
one. And after your life insurance, of course, you need health insurance because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not healthy, what's going to happen? You're going to eventually lose that to take care of your health insurance. So we know with Obama, with the Affordable Care Act, health insurance, you're able to get health insurance no matter what your pre-existing conditions are. So those are the top two foundations: life insurance and health insurance. And then that's investments. I was taught long time ago is to always pay yourself first. A lot of us think that, okay, we, didn't understand finance, so we got a car note or rent or mortgage or, credit cards and blah, 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 light and gas bill. And we think we should pay all of those and then save. If we got anything left, okay, we're going to put $50 in our savings or $100 in. No, you always pay yourself first. I don't care what you have. And people tell me, pay myself, but my mortgage or my light bill is this. I don't care. You work 40 hours, 50 hours, whatever a week. You, even if it's $10, because it's not necessarily the amount you save. Of course, you want to be able to save as much as you can, but it's the habit that you're building. So if you can only put away $5 a month, $10 a week or pay period, pay yourself first before you pay that light bill, that car note, that car insurance. You got to get in that habit. And then once you get into that habit, as you decrease the other bills that you have, you'll be able to increase that. But if you wait to to pay all other bills and then something's always going to come up. You know that, Reginald. Your battery
Oh
is going
yeah.
to go out. You go get a flat tire. Something is always going to come up where you can't invest in yourself. You have to be number one. Have to be. And I can show you how to carve that money out to make sure you're number one in my financial classes that I teach.
Okay. And there's a big push on financial literacy and generational wealth. A lot of times, uh, people in the past, I can take my mother, and even though they didn't make as much money as I make or other people make today,
Mm-hmm.
they were at least able to buy a home, what they call the American dream,
Right.
uh, a home, and in some cases buy a second home
Mm-hmm.
and rent that house out and make a little extra money.
Mm-hmm.
In today's economic situation that we're currently in, if you don't have and if you don't have another vehicle to help get you up to the next level, you're gonna be in trouble. If you don't have another financial vehicle to get you to the next level, you're gonna be in trouble. If you don't have another financial vehicle other than yourself, it's gonna be hard.
Right.
Some people are good enough to have a spouse. You marry somebody and y'all work together and y'all can make something happen. But a lot of people are in single status,
Right.
single status. You're gonna have to find another mechanism in order for you to get over the hump because everybody's paying the same for gas, Everybody's paying the same for groceries. Everybody's uh paying similar for insurance. If you're renting, you're doing a mortgage, and you don't have another means of getting that income in, you will be at the mercy of whatever shows up. If you and like I said earlier, people in their 40s and 30s and 40s, young people are thinking, who will take care of me when I get old? Who will take care of me when I get old? I see a good thing here. Uh, Pay yourself first. It is hard
Mm-hmm.
not not to focus on the bills because most of us we got the bill right in front of us.
Right.
But you can you got to pay yourself. And I know people talk about tithing and things of that nature, but people that either tithe, pay themselves, come out a lot better than people that just pay bills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
the
but
bills aren't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. You have to put yourself first. I know it sounds like it's easier said than done, but you have to. I mean, there is no option to that. Something is always going to come up. And then if you find that you can't pay yourself first, then that just means that you're overextended. And it's no judgment. We've all been there because again, not even our generation, our race wasn't taught that. That's why they didn't want to allow us to read, blah 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 blah. We wasn't taught that, but you have to pay yourself first. I'm telling you, once I've learned that, and I actually learned it from someone that didn't look like me, you know, and
okay,
that was like in 19, oh my goodness, 89 or something, when I was getting on that, on that road on saving and investing. And I was always a saver, so that wasn't an issue. It was like, okay, what do I invest in? And I was taught that, like, look, I don't care what happens, you pay yourself first. And then as that developed, I started creating different type of revenues or different type of ways to invest because I was always self-employed. So I didn't have sick days, vacation days, and all that good stuff. So I think I talked about that on our last time I was on your podcast. Is the envelope system. I created that, and it allowed me to be able to have money when those things came up. So I think I had like 4 or 5 envelopes. I had one envelope labeled car. I had one envelope labeled house. Another one was savings. Another one was gifts, and then another one was investment. So every week or however I got paid, I put money in each of those envelopes. One, like I said, was car, because something's going to happen with your car, right? I mean, it's a car. Like I said, you're going to need a new battery. You're going to need an oil change. You're going to need, your maintenance. So if you don't put things away for those things that's going to come up, and if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you once that happens, you're going to have to pull that money out of somewhere else. So if you're putting $20 in the car envelope, $20 in the house envelope, even if you don't own your home or if you rent it, what's going to happen? You're going to need a blender. The wash and dryer is going to go out. Something is going to happen that you're going to need that home envelope. You might want new furniture. We don't want you to get in credit card debt and charging everything. So you have a car envelope. It could be to repair your car or to save for a car. Your home envelope, things are going to happen in your home, either repair or you want a new bedroom set or new mattresses. I mean, James and I, we just bought a mattress last week. That was $3,000 for a freaking mattress.
ooh,
3,000. Well, we got the adjustable split king, a little extra, but $3,000. But again, I had that already saved. Your
oh,
gift envelope. That's for gifts. You got Christmas, you got your Mother's Day, birthdays, your family wedding, whatever. So I used to always have a gift envelope, put X amount of dollars for that. For all of those holidays, I love giving. And back in the day, I had good credit, so I had credit cards. So when somebody's birthday or Christmas came up, I bought what I wanted to buy for them, not try to impress. It's just I love giving gifts. But then if you're paying that for the next 12 months, whatever $200 gift you bought them, you're really paying $500. So you put that
wow,
$20, $30 a week or whatever your paycheck is for gifts, and you spend what's in that envelope. If you can't get them X, Y, and Z, So that gift, what it does, Reginald, is keep you on track. So if something happens out of the ordinary, you're not pulling from your rent. You're not late trying to pay a $50 late fee because you didn't pay your rent because you needed a new starter, or you need, because you had $400 or $500 in your car envelope. So that's what I teach, is that have those things separated. So when, and not if, when those things happen, you know, and then your savings, your long-term savings, and then your investments, because you got to keep training your mind. So you have to have an envelope for education. You got to have an education envelope. I don't care if you're learning something from YouTube, you're getting in my finance class or somebody else's you found on Instagram. You got to keep educating yourself. So you have to have those things, set aside.
And Miss Carey, we had a question out there. Uh, Someone asked about the credit score. The credit score. Now, what is the credit score? Because everybody
Oh,
looking at
questions.
credit
Okay.
score. Can you just break that down for us?
Mm-hmm. It's a scam. No, I shouldn't say that.
Oh,
Okay, why
say
is the
again?
credit score important? I see it, and what has it in what? Okay, why is credit score important, and what impacts your score? Okay, credit score is important because that's what creditors use to determine your credit risk. Meaning, I gotta say this politely. You have the
Okay.
three major credit companies, Experian, Equifax, and who am I missing? TransUnion. Those are the three companies. And what they do is they report to an agency, to an actual different company, based on how you made your payments. Net 30, net 60, net 90, if you have missed your payments. They create a score. It's an algorithm, guys. That's why all three credit agencies going to give you a different score, because it's what their algorithm is. But that is just based on telling you what your credit worthiness is. So if your credit score is a 400, 500, that's saying that you have not paid your bills on time. So what happens in result of that is that if you're trying to get a credit card or purchase a home or purchase a car, they're going to they're going to give you a higher interest rate because they call you risky. Hey, this person might not pay they might not pay this bill on time, based on their past credit history. They pay their bills late, so they're going to penalize you on giving you a higher interest rate. And what's so bad, she said, I said it right? What's so bad about that is that, we've all messed up. My mother told me, pay your bills on time. I was in college. They gave you a credit card just because you were in school, so I messed it up early, of course, cleared all of that up, and it's over 800 now. But they base so much on your credit now that they didn't used to be. Of course, to get your credit card and buy a car. But now, can you believe, Reginald, your life insurance is based on your credit score now? I
Whoa.
think that is so crooked. Your life insurance should be based on your health. If I got high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, of course I'm paying a higher premium. I'm obese or whatever, but my freaking credit is now based on my life insurance premium is based on my credit. Because it used to be, standard, smoker, non-smoker, preferred, blah, blah, blah. But guys, that's another way for them to discriminate, really. And then I asked my insurance companies that I work with, I said, okay, my client got a 400 credit score. To me, it should have nothing to do with your freaking life insurance. But I said, if their credit gets better, are you going to reduce the premium? Well, no, it is what it is. So your
Mm.
credit is so important. Now, insurance companies used to base, and they still do, based on, again, your health, and they do based on your MVR, which is your motor vehicle report, because they say, hey, if you're driving 110 miles an hour, it's likely that you're going to have a car accident and kill yourself. So we're going to, charge you more. And I understand that. But your freaking credit, if I lost my job and don't get me started. That's bad.
Okay.
So to me, it's such discrimination. So yes, please, guys, get your credit together. I mean, that's based on your homeowner's insurance. Everything
Mm.
now is it's yeah. I have clients. My next door neighbor, we got the same house, same truly you have the same house, same square footage, and just say my homeowner's insurance is 1,000 a month, and theirs can be 3,000 a month. I mean, not a month, a year. Triple. I used to sell PNC.
Mm.
Triple. Same house, same square footage. Triple because of their credit. To me, I think that is absolutely unfair. But it is what it is. So, okay. And then also a little bit on that. If you have credit cards, make sure that you try your best to stay at least stay 30% under what your balance is. Anything over 30% is going to make your credit score go lower. So if you have a credit card and your balance or your credit limit is $1,000, try not to go over $300 to try to make it simple.
Oh, say that again.
If you have a credit card and your credit limit is $1,000, to do simple math, try to keep it under 30%, which is $300. The higher you go
Okay.
up, even if you pay it on time, because you are using more of your credit that's available, it kind of dings your credit score. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
You know, because these are issues that many of us face, and when you look at a community, especially when I look at Black and brown people, and
Mm-hmm.
part of staying ready, we already got a lot going on. Uh, we faced with uh, pandemics, and pandemonium.
Right.
Uh, they just said there wasn't enough baby formulas to go around. People are saying that the meat is going to go up, the dairy is going to go up. If you living somewhere, the rent is going to go up. The cost of moving your vehicle around town, insurance, is going to go up. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a way to either reduce, share, or increase your current income, you're going to be at the mercy of whatever shows up. And that can be, especially with situations where your health is not the best. If young people in their 30s and 40s are looking at these headlines, what will it take? Who will take care of me when I get old? If you in your 60s and you catching hell right now on your finances, not to say, because I know I'm catching hell, I'm trying to fight it. But you know, it's some things we won't beat ourselves up for what we didn't do in the past.
Right.
But for a 60 pluser, I got people say, well, Drummer, I'm gonna go on to get my disability.
Right.
Drummer, I'm gonna go on to get my social security. Drummer, I'm gonna pull out my 401k. People are doing whatever it takes. They say, these last, if they in their 60s, they say, you know what? I'm gonna just try to go for it for the next 5 to 10 years. I'm gonna pull it all out. Uh, is there any advice for people in their 60s? Because not that and believe it or not, people are asking people in their 60s to come back to work. America's asking for the 60-year-olds to come back to work, but we just not able. Our backs hurt, our feet hurt. We can't stand on the floor that long. Uh, so we know we need the money, but if you're a 60 pluser, what are some things you can do to get yourself in position where you can at least survive? Because people say, "Well, I'm gonna save money." I got people trying to pinch as many dollars as they can, save as many pennies as they can. We got people in the food stamp line, the soup line, getting food from churches, trying to reduce costs and this and that. I got folk with 5 and 6 people sitting in their house just so the rent can be paid, just so the rent can be paid. But what are some things that 60 plusers can do if they want to keep their financial independence?
Whew. Boy, you be asking some heck of a question.
Because I'm talking about me.
As I keep telling you, it's two ways to make money. It's either get
Okay.
another job, start a business, or invest. You have to invest. And I see the question is about what is cryptocurrency. I'll have her put that screen up because I break all of that down on my webinar on Tuesday evenings. is that investing, guys, we see inflation is out of this world. Gas is almost $5 a gallon. You put your money in a savings account. Savings accounts, if it's not a money market, which is still not doing much, it's 0.1%. What can you
Mm.
do with that when inflation is 7 to 9% a year and your savings account is 0.01%? You have to invest. You have to take a chance on investing. I don't care if it's in you and your friends getting together and buying a piece of property and fixing it up and trying to rent it out or sell it, or invest in, in crypto, digital currency. I'm going to keep talking about that. And because the money is there, it's proven that it's there. You can definitely invest in a traditional stock market. I have money there, but it's directly related to what's going on globally in the in the world. And we know, with the, again, like I said earlier, with the war in Ukraine, the markets are down. Your
Mm.
buddy hubby lost $22,000 in the first 4 months of this year with
Mm.
his traditional, thrift savings plan. Luckily, we have money in a digital hedge fund that's growing like crazy, because in the crypto industry and the digital currency, it's not regulated by the SEC. So the members, or the people that are buying it, is the ones that are help regulating the ups and the downs of the market. So there's nothing foolproof. Again, this is investments, but I go off of what's history and what's going on and how it's being accepted globally. James and I was just in Clearwater last week on vacation. You saw the pictures. You go into the
Right.
gas stations, the convenience stores, you have the regular ATM and you have the Bitcoin ATM. Money is
Right.
changing. It is not going to be this paper dollar, which is really nothing. They make it up. It's legal tender. Doesn't equate to anything on what you value it is the money is going global. The money is digital. So I'm just sharing with people to add that to your portfolio, because it's here whether you like it or not. It's here whether you like it or not. So for my seniors, they can't wait 30, 40 years. James worked at the post office 37 years, and he look at the money that he put into that 401k every paycheck, along with the
Right.
government matching a certain percent, and what he's gotten over 37 years versus what he has gotten in the last 6 months in digital currency is mind blowing.
Wow.
So that's all I can say. If you need money now, if you didn't invest, like you said, in your 50s and 60s, and you don't have 20, 30 years to invest, you better look at what's trending and what's going on. And that's the digital market, the digital currency. So
Ooh.
that's
And
all.
we got a couple of questions. People are asking for elders, our seniors, our junior seniors on the block. Do you recommend families consider moving in together to share expenses, home costs, daycare? Uh,
Yeah,
because people doing everything they can to try to survive. Do you
if
recommend
they can get
that?
along. I mean, think about our counterparts, not on non-African Americans, what are our Hispanics. They've been doing that forever. They come to this country and they have a plan, and I understand our situation was totally different. We was brought here not voluntarily. So when we finally was able to get our own stuff, we're like, I'm getting my own place I want to live with, brother, sister, cousin, but that's because our whole situation was different. So we're happy to finally get our own stuff. But think of the other races that have come here. They came here with a plan. They're like, look, they willing to be uncomfortable for a minute to be comfortable for a lifetime. We want it
Mm,
right now. And again, it's not our fault, y'all. Trust me, I'm just as black as everybody else. It's not our fault. We were brought here not by choice. So there's a whole different mentality. But like, your landscapers, blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm not pigeonholing, but they come with a plan. Okay, look, it's gonna be 10 of us in this house. We gonna buy this house, we gonna pay it all off together, and then we gonna buy one's house. We gonna 8 of us are gonna move in here. We gonna double, triple that mortgage, pay that off. We gonna buy another house. So in 5 years, 5 to 10 years, They own 6 or 7 homes because they're willing to be uncomfortable temporarily to double and triple those mortgage payments so they can all become homeowners.
Mm.
And we're not willing. I don't get along with my cousin. I don't get along with my sister. Yeah, we know, but we got to look at the long term, look at the long term. So, yes, we have to now adopt those principles is that we going to live together. Look, hopefully you work 3 to 11. I work 8 to 3, and you work midnight, so we don't have to bump into each other. But we need to do this temporarily so we can now own our own properties, or look at buying a commercial, a 4 flat, a 6 flat. Where all of us own all 4 of those units. Where we buy one and rent out the other 2. But that's how other counterparts that come to US, they come with the plan. They don't come to try to have their own spot. They like, we finna live together. We gonna be in bunk beds, but we gonna do this for about 3 to 4 years. That house is paid off. Now we gonna do this. We gonna do the same thing. Not everybody own their own stuff. So yes, to that question, the answer is yes. We gotta
Mm.
we gotta do it. We gotta put gardens. We got a garden in the backyard. Your boy, we got corn, we got sweet potatoes, we got zucchini.
Okay.
You know, Carve out a little bit of your backyard if you own a house. If you got an apartment, put some stuff on your deck. For one, it's organic. It's gonna last so much longer. We just got to kind of get back to the basics, guys. We don't stress about vegetables or fruits because we're doing them in our own backyard. We bought $1.59 pack of collard greens and spinach, and we got collard greens and spinach all over the backyard
Okay.
now.
Well, and that goes to a question people are asking in the chat, and thank you. Any suggestions on how to pay down debt?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, it's such a broad question. So definitely make sure my number and stuff is in the chat so we can talk to that person one on one. But absolutely, always pay down debt. The quick answer to that is, again, I don't know what kind of debt you have. If it's credit card debt, you put all of that crap together. You always start with the one that has the highest interest rate. You want to knock that one down, pay that one off, and go down, 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 down. So you always want to knock off the one with the highest interest rate. Also, again, it's such a broad question. If it's a credit card debt, if you can transfer, that debt owing to another credit card. So many credit cards say bring, your balance over to here, and you got 15 months, zero interest. You're going to pay that transaction fee. But if you can switch that over to another credit card for 12 months or 6 months or 15 months interest free, that's a way as well. So again, it's such a broad question, but yeah, I can show you how to pay your debt down. And a lot of times you can actually call the credit card company if you're so far behind and negotiate. If you're like 60, 90 days behind, they just don't want you to file bankruptcy. So you can call and settle. Look, I owe 5,000. I'm gonna give you 1,800. Wipe that stuff off, and they'll do it. Some of them will do it. So again, it's so broad, but yes, you can always pay down your debt.
Well, and that's one of the things that we're finding that uh, multifamily housing, investing in this long-term family. Oh yeah, multifamily housing. You
Yes.
know, uh, I think we had a family. Thank you, there, Letitia. I think we had a family one time, and they were talking about rather than buy a single-family house, buy a duplex and rent out the other side. I think you said your daughter was doing something like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. And definitely, if you're a veteran, you can buy up to a 4 unit, and you can live in one
Mhm.
and rent out the other 3. Even if you're not a veteran, if you are single family, it's still considered a individual loan up to 4 units. You can buy a fourplex, live in one, and rent out the other 3. Absolutely. And even if you're not a veteran, if you're just a regular conventional or HUD, they'll give you can have a loan. It's called, oh shoot, they done named it so much stuff. I think it used to be a 203 or they'll give you that money to rehab the other units all into your loan. But it's just that if you're in the city of Atlanta, there's not anything out here. You got to get something like on the outskirts, but
Oh,
you can
okay.
actually get a loan. I can't think of the name right now, it just slipped my mind. That it'll also allow you not only to buy the home, but also have the money to be able to fix up everything you need. You have to get your estimates and all of that good stuff. But yeah,
Well,
it's money out. Yeah, I mean it's ways to make money. Trust me. Yeah,
well,
I
you
love.
know what?
Hmm.
And it's scary. And one of my friends always say it's hard not to make money in America. And I
Yeah.
know sometimes we try real hard not to make money. We think of all the reasons not to do something.
Hmm.
A lot of things have been indoctrinated into our heads. One of the things that COVID-19 did, it broke and reset a lot of things. People had a lot of time to rethink about how this country works. Whether you love America or not, America is a capitalistic type society, meaning that they capitalize on something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they capitalize on something. They will capitalize on something, whether it be your health, whether it be your working ability. Somebody's always trying to make some money off of you. So you got to put yourself in a position so that you can make some money off of somebody else, or at least clock it. We say clock your money in. Clock your money in so your money can go to work. Because your money can last a lot longer than you. Your money don't get tired when they call overtime. Your money don't get tired when you're working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But the human body, especially if you're a senior person, 50, 60, 70 years old, and like you said earlier, people are finding out their 401ks don't have enough power to withstand them.
Right.
They finding out a lot of the programs because people started playing with these programs, pulling money out. Once they drain all the money they could get out of Social Security, and now everybody's on disability. And what man comp, the next big thing is your 401k, and they was getting that back in 2008. I remember people were losing so much money on their 401ks, they were looking crazy. They were trying to jump out of buildings right here in America back in 2008
Right.
before Obama bill came out. But there are things that we can do to offset the cost and put us in a position where we can sustain ourselves. And uh, well, you can continue to share some things because people are asking questions. They're like, "Drummer, who's gonna take care of me when I get old?" Your kids might go to Dubai.
Yeah, I'm headed now. Well, yeah, and that opens up back to insurance. Do you have long-term care insurance?
Mm.
99% of us do not have long-term care insurance. And what that is that insurance that takes care of, it allows you to pull money from your policy to take care of you if you have illnesses and things that you can't take care of yourself, like incontinence, which you can't go to the bathroom, um, not able to feed yourself, not able to clothe yourself. Those things is what long-term care insurance will help pay for. Long-term care insurance is pretty expensive. Of course, the older you are, the more expensive it is. So a lot of the insurance companies have been adding long-term care as a rider. So if you need life insurance, speak with me or someone like me. They can offer either long-term care insurance as a rider or what they call critical and chronic illness riders. So what that means is based on the amount of life insurance you have, some companies you can either have to pay additional for that rider or some will include that. So critical illness is if you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, things like that. Before, life insurance was just if you die, my parent, your beneficiary gets that insurance. But now with the critical and chronic illness riders, if you have those things, a stroke, heart attack, cancer, you can take a portion of your life insurance and pull that out to be able to take care of those things. So, example again, like if you have, I don't know, $200,000 of life insurance and you've had a stroke, based on whatever that insurance company is, they might allow you to take 30% of that based on your stroke. So that's what, $60,000, right? So now that $60,000 will come off of your $200,000 policy. So you still have $140,000 of life insurance in place, but that 60,000 now will be able to take care of you having, a nurse at the house, or one of your family members are able to take off 2 months or whatever to take care of you, and you're able to pay them with that $60,000 that you have. So it's very important, as you said, or who's going to take care of me when I'm older, either to have a long-term care policy or either have a life insurance policy that has that um, critical and chronic illness riders on that policy. That is so very important. Life insurance is no longer just for when you die. You can actually, it's a living benefit. And that's what a lot of companies call it, is living benefit. So when I talk to my clients and I talk to them about insurance, and I'm like, you have life insurance? Yeah, I have it. Oh, that's absolutely great. But does your life insurance policy also have living benefits? Because think about it, we're not dying now. Back in the day, if you had a heart attack, that was it. John had a heart
So,
attack and the funeral was Friday. Now
right.
people have had 2 or 3 heart attacks and they're still alive because of, the advancements of medical science. So 2, 3 heart attacks, you can get $40,000, $50,000 per heart attack, have somebody to take care of you, and you still have your policy in place. So it's some good stuff out here. But let's look at that and let's get that before we have all of these pre-existing conditions, because there's some stuff out here to be able to take care of you.
Definitely. And like I said, we are at war. Proper planning prepares us for those situations that will come. Not if they come, but when they come. Will you, your family, will you be ready? And a lot of people, like I said earlier, a lot of younger people are looking at this at 30 years old. There are women 30 years old saying, you know what, I might not get married. I got to come up with a game plan,
right,
where I'm looking at the headline, who's going to take care of me when I grow old?
mm-hmm.
Now, if you're married, you might have the other spouse, the husband or the wife, and you hope that y'all can stay together 40, 50 years, and you
Maybe.
can get some of that money, off the insurance policy. And then the next category, if you're in the category, if you should outlive one of your spouse, you got a little money to cover you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other case, if you are in a situation where you out there by yourself, and a lot of people are finding themselves single.
Right.
Work the job 40, 50 years, and job just not, they give you a gold, they don't even give you a gold watch
No more,
and a
right?
turkey no more.
Right.
Back in the day, they give you a gold watch, a turkey, a pat on the back, and parking space at the job. But they don't even do that now. So people are at the mercy of whatever they put in their own portfolios. And then you found out that some of the portfolios that you put in, they not paying. They not paying. Used to be a time when you could buy a savings bond.
That ain't worth nothing now, right?
You don't even buy no savings. They don't even advertise them no more. A
Right.
savings bond, you might as well buy a lottery ticket.
Right. Yeah, because it doesn't. I was say, yeah, it doesn't meet, because we're steady printing money. When the U.S. went from gold, our dollars was backed by gold. That's a whole. We have to do another class. Back from gold to legal tender, when they said, okay, turn in all your gold. Now we're printing paper money. It doesn't really mean anything. When people were like, oh Lord, I don't understand about crypto or digital currency. Paper money means nothing. It's just backed on the belief that it's worth something. And that's why we can keep recreating it and printing it all day long. That's why the inflation is here, because it's not backed by anything. So you have to. I'm looking at the question: what creates or drives inflation?
You just answered the question.
Yeah, it's not backed by a thing. It is paper. This is paper. It means I can rip this dollar up. It is not back. When it was backed by gold, it meant something. It tells you somewhere in here, this is legal tender backed by nothing. That's why I can keep printing it over and over and over again. That's why
Mm,
you have to figure out how can you create something that is worth it. Tomorrow, if they say this dollar right now is not worth the paper is printed on, this dollar means absolutely nothing. It's nothing.
mm.
It's nothing. Here we go. This note is here. You go right here on top. That's all I was looking for. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. What the heck is legal tender? That's what it says. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. It's a joke, guys.
Mm.
Yeah, you got to invest in something. That's why gas is 5, 6, 7. It, yeah, that's for part 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And you know, this kind of,
I can
I,
understand this stuff.
you know, I'm just gonna throw this out real quick. I'm gonna let you give people your contact information, let them
Right.
know about events and things you got coming out. But I was talking to a partner, and this brother's got some money. He said, "Drummer, I don't care." He just bought him a gas guzzler. He bought him a gas powered uh big Ram truck, big diesel. It gets about 8 miles to the gallon. Paid about $90,000 for it. He said, "Drummer, I'm not worried about how much gas costs. I'm not worried about how much steaks cost." The big country boy. I don't worry about how much steaks cost. I don't worry about how much insurance is, because I've got people that if I need to offset the cost of gas, I just raise the price. I just raise the price on their rent. If I need to offset the cost of gas and meat, I just raise the cost of my services to my customer, and that again goes into business. You know, that's the American way. You pass the price down. You pass the inflated price down to the next prepared person. Now, if you're unprepared, it's gonna be a, it's gonna be, it's not gonna be nice. But if you prepared, if they raise your rent and you already got enough money, you subleasing or you making money.
Right.
They don't. It doesn't matter how much they raise the rent. Doesn't matter how much insurance costs. Doesn't matter how much eggs cost. Doesn't matter how much they do with the milk. You just keep buying milk till you. It is. But can you share with us some final things and how to get in contact with you? Uh, uh, any ongoing uh courses, situations that you're doing to help empower people so they can win?
Oh, yes. Thanks, Reginald. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's why the things that I started out with, it's really getting to the haves and the have nots, the half and the have nots. It, and I don't even know if I even want to mention this person, but I'll say about 2008, 2009. No, not, no, it'd be even before that. I'll take that back. Maybe 2004, 2005. I won't even mention his name, but I'll say number 45. And Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book about, why we want you to be rich. And
Whoa.
literally, and everything that number 45 and Kiyosaki had in that book is absolutely true. I used to give that out as Christmas gifts. And they shared with you that the United States is one of the only countries that still has a middle class. And we're on our way to no longer having a middle class. I tell you, I swear this is either 2004, 2000. I got a whole bunch of them books over here. I still have. And they share it with you. We're the only country that has a middle class, and we're about to be done with it as well. On things and principles on how to become wealthy, guys. We see it. It's here. It's absolutely here. And I don't want to get religious or political, but if you read the word, it's not going to get any better. I mean, we're going to have some bouts, but it's here. So back to my conversation. I'm not going to change from that. You got to figure out how to create some more income. You got to decrease your expenses. The questions that they have living together is absolutely great because again, you can save on your money out, save on your expenses and be able to kind of get back to those bases, create something that you can be able to have to sell and you have to invest. You're not going to be able to make a quote unquote enough money to get yourself out of this unless you really have a profession that is really generating some income. So again, it's not a lot I can say in a couple of minutes, but my information is there, guys. I do a class every Tuesday at 8 on understanding alternative investments. I also, if you're looking to have a small business or want to it's so funny, grow a business, I do a 6 week and an 8 week 1 hour class on showing you how to take care of your finances as well as how to start a business. I can show you how to start a business in under $1,000. It's money out here. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. There's so many, you don't have to go back to college. You can get a trade. It's so many things that you can do that would take you 2 or 3 weeks to actually have a business really up and growing. So there's money out here. Trust me. There's money out here. So don't freak out. You don't have to be super smart. But you really gotta just kind of pull back on some things. Yeah, it's just a lot. I can't say it all, but don't fret, guys. It's money out here. Start investing. Really, those envelopes, I'm telling you, was a lifesaver because it allowed me and people, if something drastic comes up, you're able to have the money to pay for those things. But call me, just call me. I got you. Don't worry, I got you. So numbers out there. Don't fret. I got you. Tell them I got him. Right. Reginald, I got him.
Okay, you got him. And thank you, Ms. Stiggers. We just appreciate the information, and I hope that this can impact us, because a lot of times, a lot of people don't think we're in a war, and I know a lot of times we focus on surviving. We focus on what you need to do to put yourself in position so that if something happens, you'll be prepared. One of those things that can happen is your finances. Your finances. Are you prepared for a disaster? Are you prepared for the one decision that could cause you a lot of problems if not handled properly? So we will continue to share this. I encourage you to like, share, and come over to the Square Mile Media Atlanta. Subscribe. Share this with your friends. If this has been, I saw a lot in the chat. I couldn't type fast enough to get to you. A lot of you guys, but you guys been talking to each other. But a lot of things that Ms. Karen Stiggers shared with us this evening can be impactful. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Find something that you can do to generate some extra money. I don't care if you got a job, just over broke. We say that all the time. But you got a job, find a way to generate some extra money on your job. Find a way to save some money. You should be focusing on reducing, sharing, or increasing your current financial situation. Joining in with some other people, finding some like-minded people, and making things happen. But this is Reginal Drummer, the peopleologist, coming to you live this evening with the We Are Ready session. Next week, I think Father's Day, we will be having men sharing things about their dads, men that have been fathers or stepped in and become dads. And by it being Father's Day, we're going to share that. So if you got any men out there, we definitely want you to, and even women that have stepped in, because, to be moms on a mission to get dads back on duty. We're going to bring them up and put them up front. So with that being said, we love you like God loves the world. And remember this, the secret to walking on water is just knowing where the rocks are. We done found the rock. Take care. Stay ready at all times. Stay ready at all times. That way you don't have to get ready. Make it a great day.